Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Rosemary, and in today's video I have some beautiful Valentine treats that are also quick and easy to make. They are sure to delight family, friends, co-workers, and of course that special someone, and also make great snacks and treats for parties and other get-togethers. So let's jump right in. Cute little marshmallow themed accessories and decor pieces are all the rage, so I thought it'd be fun to make actual marshmallow treats inspired by their faux counterparts. To make, I picked up these campfire giant roasters at Walmart. These things are ginormous and the perfect marshmallow for this project. I used candy melts to create the drippy tops. My favorite is Ghirardelli, as I think it melts the best, but since I also wanted to do pink, I did also pick up these strawberry melts at Walmart. But as you can see, these don't melt as well, so to fix that, I add a little shortening to improve the consistency. To add a little extra Valentine flair, I wanted to also use these pink heart marshmallows. Now, since these hearts are so small, I wanted to keep that pointy end on the skewer intact so that I can go through the heart shape more easily. But as soon as I get that big marshmallow on, I did go back and remove that point since we don't want anyone getting poked with that pointy end, and then I just pushed it back down into the marshmallow. Next, I spread some of that melted strawberry on top of the one marshmallow and allowed that to drip down, some on the sides and a little in the front, but not too much since we need to leave space to draw on the face. And then I did that as well for the melted chocolate, and then I set those aside for a few minutes for the chocolate to set. To draw the faces, I picked up this set of edible ink markers from Amazon. For the girl, I'll draw 2 upside down U's for the eyes. Now, problem is, I can't really see what I'm doing here from this angle and distance. What can I say? I'm old. So I'm not doing the best job here, but you kind of get the idea. Then I'll go back and make little dashes to create the lashes. Next, I'll switch over to the pink marker to make a little smile. To give her some rosy cheeks, I scribbled some ink onto a plastic plate, then dabbed my finger in, and then dabbed that onto the marshmallow. And you do have to do that a few times to get that rosy effect. For the boy, I'll make 2 kind of oval dots for his eyes, then again a little mouth, and some dabbed pink marker to rosy up his cheeks. And now here they are together, and how cute are they? A squishy and adorable example of life imitating art. To cover the wood skewer, I added some striped paper straws. You can add a little melted chocolate to help keep the straws in place. You can wrap in cellophane and tie with a bow for a sweet little Valentine gift all by themselves, or for a more robust gift, you can fill a Valentine treat bag with cocoa and place in a cup. Insert the skewers into the top of the cocoa, and then to give the plain white cup a Valentine look, I took another treat bag and placed the cup inside. Then I tied with a ribbon and added a tag which reads, "We go together like marshmallows and hot chocolate," of course, would be perfect. For the next project, I'll again be using marshmallows, and these are the square s'mores ones I also got at Walmart. These also work well to make the marshmallow characters from the last project, and you do get a lot more per bag. I wanted to combine these with some of these fudge-covered grahams to make Smores Pops. So I placed the marshmallows on a piece of parchment paper and popped them in the microwave for a few seconds. They heat up and pop up pretty quick and are nice and gooey, so you can place them between the 2 fudge grahams and squish down. Next, I took a skewer that I had preloaded with one of those marshmallow hearts and of course snipped off that pointy edge and then inserted that into the gooey marshmallow. Now, if you are having any issues with the fudge graham sticking to the marshmallow, you can just help it along with a little melted chocolate to act as glue. While these were re-solidifying and setting up, I took some melted white chocolate and drizzled that over the S'mores Pops, then sprinkled with some Valentine decorations. Then again, I added a paper straw to cover the skewer, and these can also be wrapped with cellophane, and here I attached a tag that says, "I love you, S'more." And these make great small individual gifts, but you can also make a more substantial gift with these S'mores Pops along with some of these adorable Teddy Grahams attached to skewers with melted chocolate. I simply spread some of the chocolate onto the back of a Teddy Graham and inserted one end of the skewer, then slightly elevated the other end of the skewer on the edge of a plastic plate to ensure the even setting of the chocolate. Hershey Kisses on a stick will add a pop of color. To make, I again took that pointy end of the skewer and scraped away a little bit of the foil and any of the paper that was underneath. Then I twisted the point in a little bit to begin the hole. Then, as always, I removed that unsafe point, and you can now heat that blunt end with a heat gun or a blow dryer to help it adhere better to the chocolate. I then decided to go back and further decorate the kiss and bear skewers with marshmallow hearts. And I actually found that although the pointy end does work a little bit better with the hearts, it's really not a huge benefit, and the skewers work just fine without it. Once I had all the pieces, I arranged in a container filled with floral foam. Then the "I love you" s'more saying can be added to the skewer to complete the arrangement. Too cute. And it's like a triple play pun, since you have the Smores Pops on a stick as the main part, with the graham cracker bears, chocolate kisses, and marshmallow hearts, all the ingredients for s'mores making up the accents. Now, the fact that our ingredient accents also take the form of traditional Valentine symbols like bears, hearts, and chocolate, we're taking these puns up a notch. That's right, we are leveling up. We are going next level with the puns. And if you're looking for more arrangement ideas, I recently published 2 other videos. And if you'd like to see how I made any of these little cuties, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check those out. For the next project, I thought it'd be fun to again use those edible markers from the first project, along with some of these macarons from Walmart. And you can find these in the freezer section. According to the package, they are made in France, and they're actually pretty good. They come in multiple flavors and colors, and all except for the chocolate make a pretty good canvas for the markers. I also picked up these cookie stencils on Amazon, and this pack of 36 cost just $5.89. I bought them for cookie hacks I was planning to include with this video, but ran out of time, so look for those in an upcoming video. Even though the stencils are too big to use the whole image for the macarons, I could still use smaller parts of the image within the stencil. For example, with this one, I won't be able to get the whole image with the arrow, but the 2 hearts alone will fit. I centered that part over the macaron and used the markers to fill in the stencil. Since I wanted to change colors here, I removed the stencil and let that red part dry first. Once dry, I made sure there was no smudge marker on the stencil, then lined it back up and continued. After getting the initial image transfer, I then went back and did the fine-tuning with just the markers. A word of caution here though, the macarons are rather delicate, so be gentle in holding the stencils in place and also be sure not to press down too hard when using the markers. For my first try, I did not do that, and this was the result. And you can also move the stencil around to make it work on the smaller surface. Just make sure the ink is dry before moving on, and the stencil can be used to fan it to help it along. Then just line up the next part of the stencil you want to use, creating your own design. And of course, this can be done freehand, especially these simple designs like X, O's, and hearts. Then here is another example of how I moved the stencil around to make my own design that could fit on the macaron. And here's how I used some of the other stencils. To finish off the design and give more of a dimensional effect, I lined the images with the silver marker from the set. These would be great tucked in a lunch or served at a party like a fun Galentine's party, or you can serve up a platter for dessert at your Valentine meal. An elegant way to package these would be to pick up some of these plastic plates with the silver rim, some plastic bowls, and paper doilies, all from the party section at Dollar Tree. I placed a doily on the plate, then arranged the macaron on top, and then placed the bowl upside down on top of that and secured with tape. From here, I took a strip of sheer ribbon, wrapped it around the bowl and plate, then secured with a dot of hot glue. I then took another strip of sheer ribbon and again wrapped it around, crisscrossing at the top and securing again with hot glue. 3 ivory roses made the perfect accent for the top. A beautiful and elegant gift, hand-finished with love, and bonus, the entire tray of 7 macarons in this lovely packaging comes in at just about $5. A great price, since just one macaron will set you back about $2 to $3 each at the bakery. In addition to the macarons, Walmart has a great selection of items in their bakery section that can be easily upcycled into fabulous Valentine-themed treats. I like to start with these strawberry swirl cupcakes, but in order to make this next project, these cupcakes need to be frozen first so that they can be better handled without smudging the icing. I want to make a cupcake version of those beautiful boxes of preserved roses that are really popular now. To do that, I'll also need 2 of these gold square boxes from Dollar Tree. These are those nesting style boxes, and I used both the smaller and larger box. And what I did was take the lid from the larger box, remove the ribbon, and then place the lid on the bottom. I then took the smaller box and placed that in the larger box upside down. Next, I took a strip of red ribbon and glued one end to the front, then wrapped it around the box and secured again with glue. I then made a bow with another piece of ribbon and glued that to the front. Next, I took the ribbon and cut 9 6-inch pieces. Then it was time for my frozen cupcakes, and these were frozen overnight. And what I did here was wrap each cupcake with a piece of ribbon, and since I wanted the strawberry swirl part to be in the front, I wrapped the ribbon so that the back, or where the 2 ends meet and are attached, was on the white frosting only side. To attach, I placed a small dab of glue on the paper liner, then wrapped the ribbon around the cupcake and secured it again with another dab of hot glue. Once I made 9 of the ribbon-wrapped cupcakes, I simply arranged in the box on top of the upside-down smaller box. And now you have a box of cupcake flowers resembling those preserved rose gifts. For the next project, I wanted to make something with these adorable pink mini donuts. Donut display boards like these have been popular at weddings, showers, and parties for some time now, and I thought it'd be fun to make one to create an oversized Valentine. To make, I picked up these foam boards from Dollar Tree and cut it in half using a utility knife. I then glued the 2 pieces together. But it still was a little large, so I decided to cut it down along that longer side a little more so that my final piece was 15 inches by 12 inches. From there, I arranged, then glued on some paper doilies with a glue stick. Now, instead of making just a plain rectangular style display board, I wanted the donuts to be like flowers in an arrangement. So first I wanted to add something to the bottom to act like a vase or container. And I thought this box lid from a Dollar Tree gift box was perfect, so I glued it to the bottom middle of the board. Next, I took my donuts, which I had refrigerated to again minimize any damage from handling, and arranged them in a row of 3 across the bottom, then a row of 4, then a row of 3 again, and finally 2 at the top. Once I had the donuts placed, I took one of my edible markers and inserted it through the hole to mark the spot where I needed to place the peg. Once all the marks were made, I removed the donuts and put them back into their container and placed them back in the fridge. At this stage, I pulled out my drill and used a thinner bit to make the initial hole, then went back to make a larger hole with a larger bit. To make the pegs, I took thin dowels and cut using my miter shears, then glued the dowels into the holes and set that aside for the glue to fully set. Since I want the arrangement to sit up vertically like one of those party donut boards, I'll be using one of these large wire Dollar Tree plate holders to hold the board. Then once the glue was dry and set on the pegs, I simply added the donuts to their peg holders, then placed the board in the wire holder to display. A cute little tag can also be added with any of the myriad of donut puns out there, like this one that reads, "I'm donuts about you." How cute would this be as a surprise Valentine morning treat for your sweetheart or kids, in the break room for your coworkers, or at a party on the sweet table? Or just as one of those oversized Valentines for that special someone. Next up are these absolutely adorable birthday cake pops that already come in this beautiful Valentine-friendly pink with white nonpareils sprinkled on top. And at $2.50 a pack, they are also very budget-friendly. The sleek cellophane bag packaging is another bonus, and I think with a little tweaking, we can make this look less store-bought from Walmart and a little more custom-made from a boutique. So I'm going to keep pretty much everything about this package intact, except for that freshness date sticker, and we're just going to gently and slowly peel that away. From here, I'm going to make a label from cardstock measuring about 2.5 inches wide and 4.5 inches long. And you can decorate the label how you like with stickers or ornaments or sayings with printouts from your computer or Cricut. I made this one on my computer with Canva, and you can get a free Canva account at canva.com to make all types of designs and labels, and there are a ton of tutorials on YouTube to show you how to do that. On my label, I left some room up at the top to place a bow, and you can attach this label with glue, but I decided to go ahead and tie it on using a hole punch to make holes through both the label and the back. Now, my hole punch isn't the best, and it did struggle to get through the multiple layers of cellophane on the folded bag, but I think even a really good hole punch may have struggled here. So even though my $1.25 Dollar Tree hole punch wasn't that great, it was good enough to leave an imprint, and then I took away the tag and scraped back some of the label on the back and continued with the hole punch. Eventually, I was able to get through much of the cellophane and then helped it along by pressing through a pencil tip. Next, I took a piece of ribbon and fed it through the holes in the back, then the holes in the tag, and tied a cute little bow in the front, trimming the ends so that the ribbon didn't cover the print on the tag. These store-bought cake pops had great bones, as they say, from the size to the color to the packaging, making them an excellent candidate for a quick and easy upcycle into this more high-end looking treat. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this quick and easy Valentine Treats video and found some helpful ideas to help you spread the love this Valentine's Day. If you'd like to check out the other Valentine's Day gift idea videos I mentioned earlier, you can click on one of these links here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.